So welcome back. So we are working on the fairings today. So this is going to be a simple task. Sand this till it's flat, sand this till it's flat. 400 grit, and the rest we will also sand so that paint and primer will adhere. Let me see if we need to do some body fillers here. And unfortunately, we are going to scrape the sticker off because this is very difficult to mask, and I would rather just, get some new stickers than mask over this and then spray around it. Time is precious. 400. Sanding is done. We already cleaned this. You can see that I'm trying to avoid touching this surface just underneath. Well, fortunately my hands are really dry. There's no such thing as oil. I'm still trying to avoid it. I like to prime this area. This area tends to crack easily. So to prevent that, let's prime it. Yeah, so let's prep. So after priming, let it dry and then knock off those imperfections. You can use a guide coat like so. So imperfections will be much more obvious. I think we don't have to repair a lot of not yet dry. Let it dry. Patience is a virtue. So let's continue with the lower fairings of the Kawasaki. So I left it overnight. You don't have to, but I just had some other tasks to do. Sanding your surfacer, as I've said, use guide coat whether it's dry or wet. Then you can use 400, 500 dry sanding or 600, 800 wet sanding. If you can see, there's a guide coat here, so I just want to show you. So make sure that it's clean, that it's easier for you to see. You see, this wouldn't be obvious if you don't have the guide coat, but because we have a guide coat, then we are able to see this easier. So when we put the base, you won't have this line. So I already assumed that the surfacer will be able to eliminate this line. That's why I'm focusing on this area. The rest, I don't think there will be any other flaws, but I am still going to guide coat them. Just a precaution, because prep is much more important for a good finish. So make sure to replace your. Here's the advantage of wet sanding. You don't get it dirty as quickly as dry. With wet sanding, um, you are you are cleaning your sandpaper at the same time sanding your surface. But of course, the drawback of wet sanding is, your hands are wet. I just like to work dry today, but yeah, most of the time I would prefer wet sanding. So if you can see, I'm using a very small sanding block. It's actually made of slippers. Because if you use your bare hands, then you will have those finger marks that we call, and your finish will be wavy. We call it like a holographic effect. So it's very wavy, and for us, it doesn't look good. I will show you how much time I will consume on this part, and the rest I'll just do it off camera. So here you see we are almost finished. And if it's really deep and you know that you have a lot of material or a lot of surfacer, you can actually use a rougher sandpaper. But let's say, for example, I use 240, then I have to move to 360 and then back to 400. So you cannot sand it 250 and then just leave it to 250, or sand it 250 and then jump to 400, because your 400 won't be rough enough to remove the sanding marks of the 250 or whatever rougher sandpaper that you use. Almost there. So let's take, for example, you didn't use a guide coat. This line, you won't be able to feel it. But once you put your base, this will be very obvious. So you are not relying on feel, but instead you are relying on what you see. You see, this is very time consuming. I am not going to put this on time lapse. I will show you how much time this will take, because I want you to see what you are paying for. If you are going to ask someone to paint your car, this is what you are paying for. The prep. It's not the painting. Painting would, it's only what? The whole car is less than 2 hours to paint it. But prep really takes a lot of time. A smaller area like this would actually take more time, because you are just using a very small surface of a sandpaper. But bigger areas, like for example, if you are fixing a door or anything bigger, you will be using a bigger sandpaper. You'll finish it faster. For this, because this is a curved part and it's multiple curves, you will be using a very small sandpaper. And that's it. You know, I'll do something. I'll leave this line, which you cannot actually feel with your hands. Let's see if this will show in the base color. So let me just finish the rest of this fairing, and then I'll show you the base. I eventually ended up with wet sanding because I ran out of 400. So I'm using now 800 wet sanding. So you see how messy it is. And I need to clean this afterwards. But we are almost done. So it's okay to burn through like this or like this, as long as there is no body filler underneath, then it's okay. Now here I'm just using the flat surface of my thumb just to clear up the surface. We're done. We are going to spray this now. Once sanding is done, we need to clean this thoroughly with soapy water. As I always mention, I'm using dish soap because it's a very good degreaser, and at the same time it doesn't leave any residue. Us start painting. First coat would be half coat. So that's your half coat. So it acts like a binder. So let's let it flash for 10 minutes, and then we'll do a 2 full coats. So correction, flash flash time is 5 minutes only. So let's do the second coat. Whew, there you go. It's finished. It's humid, but not humid enough not to be able to spray. So that's our finish. A bit of matte, a bit of gloss. So we had to add flattening base every other spray because I was trying to get the right flatness. The standard mixing ratio is 3 parts base, 3 parts flattening base, um, 1.5 part hardener, and then 2 parts thinner. But it was not flat enough as compared to the left side. So I think I had to add maybe 2 or 3 times, drop by drop. Um, Maybe about, I would guesstimate about 3 ml to 5 ml every test. But I think this is perfect. So hope you like this. I'm very sweaty. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.